This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Adam Cellini, along with John Scalzi, and brisk morning out there if you haven't been outside yet.
A little chillier, no doubt about that. A little chillier by about 8 degrees out there. And we have a fog issue as well. Dense fog in most locations. That's going to linger through about 9 o'clock this morning. So if you're a commuter, allow yourself a little extra time. Ease up off that gas pedal.
Yeah.
Use those low beam headlights because it's thick in places. Quarter-mile visibility or less. Lots of sunshine in store for us once the fog burns off this morning. And then we're going to be left with a beautiful afternoon, I think. Current temperatures, as folks just alluded to, are a little chillier this morning. Coming in at around 53 degrees in inland areas. You've got up to 60 degrees right along the immediate coast, so a fairly broad range. We'll top it off today at about the 74 degree mark, something like that, if we get enough sunshine early on enough, and I think we will once this fog lifts and the low clouds then burn off. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Let's take a look at traffic now in the area. The Skyway Bridge open and moving along clear, and down near Bradenton, no real problems, no accidents. Traffic may be picking up a little bit there on State Road 70, but still moving easy. Down in Sarasota, no accidents to report as well. A couple more drivers getting on the road, though, down near Clark Road and a little bit on Bee Ridge and heading into downtown Sarasota, but nothing major. And down in South County, north-south traffic on the interstate and on US 41. Looking good. So topping our news at this hour, the mother accused of killing her daughter and hiding her body in a freezer in Bradenton is now asking for her trial to be moved out of Manatee County.
Keshana Thomas is expected to stand trial in August in the death of 11-year-old Janiyah Thomas. That little girl was found dead in October of 2015. Keshana Thomas now faces charges for first-degree murder, child abuse, and abuse of a dead body. According to the Bradenton Herald, her defense attorney now wants to move her trial out of the county due to the amount of publicity it has received both locally and nationally. The defense also wants potential jurors to be questioned individually about their knowledge of the case and any bias that they may have. If convicted, Thomas would automatically be sentenced to life in prison.
Two Sarasota County men will spend up to 2 decades in prison for possession of child pornography. The state attorney's office sentencing Daniel Muldowney to 15 years in prison for 28 counts of possession of child pornography, and John LeBlanc will spend 20 years in prison following his plea to 40 counts of possession of child pornography. The lead prosecutors in each case commenting, "We are pleased with the sentences and will continue to seek justice for exploited and abused children through the prosecution of those that demand child pornography." Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan is hopeful a new office in China will help the fight against the deadly opioid epidemic that is plaguing the Suncoast. The Drug Enforcement Administration plans to open a new office in the city of Guangzhou. It will likely be staffed with 2 special agents. According to Buchanan, China is the primary source for fentanyl and other synthetic drugs coming into America. Fentanyl is similar to heroin, but 50 times more potent. Buchanan is also co-sponsoring legislation that requires increased screenings at U.S. Postal Service facilities to better detect drugs that are being mailed into the country.
The number of students being written up and suspended is on the rise in Manatee County. According to the Bradenton Herald, the director of student services says the school district is on track for more referrals and in-school suspensions this year compared to last year. However, the number of out-of-school suspensions has gone down. This school year, they expect 46,000 referrals will be given out. Over 6,000 students are expected to be given in-school suspensions, and over 4,000 are expected to be given out-of-school suspensions. Most of that increase is due to attendance, dress code violations, and use of cell phones. Meanwhile, the number of more serious behavioral problems have actually gone down. And the Manatee County School District and the Manatee Education Association is expected to meet today to negotiate new contracts and changes to health insurance. The Education Association is requesting $2.8 million in pay raises and health insurance premium contributions. The district has said it cannot afford that increase, but is offering to raise up to $900 based on teacher evaluations. The union asking for pay raises beginning at $900, a cost of living increase, retroactive pay, and $1.6 million for health insurance premiums. A special magistrate will hear their cases today and offer a recommendation on each one of those issues. Meanwhile, Manatee County looking for more insight on how the half-cent sales tax should be spent. The county is extending the deadline for applications to join the Citizens Oversight Committee for the infrastructure sales tax. All 7 seats on the committee need to be filled. The committee will now meet periodically to prepare reports for the county commission to review expenditures. All members must serve a 2-year term at least. And applications are due by February 28th and can be found on the Manatee County website. Qualified applicants must reside in unincorporated areas of Manatee County.
We're getting more reaction this morning over the battle over dredging Big Pass to renourish the shoreline on Lido Key. Last weekend's stormy weather stripped away even more sand from the beach. Residents sent us these pictures of what their beach looked like during and just after the high wind and rain. They say Siesta Key residents attempted to legally challenge a major beach renourishment project is selfish.
Their beach getting wider and wider, renourished naturally. Our sand going into the pass, and some of it ending up on Siesta Key. We just want our sand back.
They really need sand. They don't really need this sand. We really need this sand.
The city of Sarasota wants to dredge 1 million cubic yards of sand from Big Pass in between the 2 keys, but opponents on Siesta Key feel that could ruin their beach. Sarasota wants to start a project later this year, but Siesta Key opponents are suing to block it. Meanwhile, Sarasota County is one step closer to building an overpass connecting Lakewood Ranch Boulevard to I-75. The Sarasota Herald Tribune reporting county commissioners voted to include the I-75 overpass in the county's 2040 plan and in the capital improvements section of the growth plan. The overpass is expected to help alleviate traffic on University Parkway, Fruitville Road, and I-75 by giving drivers a new option to get to and from Lakewood Ranch. Executives with the Atlanta Braves organization are in Sarasota County discussing plans to move the team's spring training to Northport. The complex will include 750 paved parking spaces and luxury suites. In exchange, the team must commit to sign a 30-year lease with annual payments to cover the stadium's debt. The West Villages agreed to donate the land and oversee the project's construction. The state will hopefully contribute $20 million from its spring training retention fund as well. Braves executives say they're optimistic about closing this deal soon.
Based on the conversations we've had, the interaction we've had with the county, with Mattamy, with all of the constituents in our deal, we feel very confident that we're going to get this done quickly and properly and spend the next glorious 30 years here in Sarasota County.
According to the county, funding for the complex will come from tourist development dollars. And I'm a little biased. Families from Marietta, Georgia, just outside Atlanta.
Oh,
We're
well.
Indians fans, but I mean, you know, AL, NL, I love those Braves too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
A lot of people
I'm looking
do.
forward to it.
Yeah, it looks like a nice stadium too from the artist's rendering there.
Oh, well, renderings are always very nice.
Yeah, they are.
And then you have to break ground, and it's
Right,
a bit of a
right.
different
It's a little
story.
different.
You got to look at the budget. And yeah, absolutely right. Some dense fog out there this morning. Going to kind of slow down your commute just a little bit, I think. But the day looks beautiful. We'll talk about that in a few.
All right, and still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, the search is on for a mom and her 2 kids after their house caught fire in Virginia. Why family members are concerned about the circumstances surrounding their disappearance.
Plus, a 10-year-old taken for quite the ride after a pair of teenagers steal a car while he was all in the back seat. What they did when they found him sitting there, that and more when we come back.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 4th and 5th at the Venice Community Center. Just a week before Valentine's Day, it is the largest orchid show on Florida's West Coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 4th and 5th at the Venice Community Center. Doors open at 10 a.m. both days. Visit vaos.org online for more details.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
In town? On the town, The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Maine. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, according to a blend of data, the deepest fog, the thickest fog right now seems to be located around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor with quarter-mile visibility or less, so do be careful out there. But these fog banks can come up on you almost any place, almost any time this morning, and it could really limit your visibility very quickly as you come up on these fog banks. So they kind of shift and move around. They're almost, if you can think of them as kind of breathing, the atmosphere breathing, you know, exhaling and inhaling. So these kind of spots of dense fog jump around the map just a little bit. Just be aware that as you commute this morning, you could come across those fog banks pretty quickly. 53 degrees rather, the air temperature in Sarasota, 52-degree dew point. We are so very close to temperature and dew point that we nearly have a match. At times this morning, we've had 100% relative humidity at the airport. Southeast wind coming in lightly at about 6, at least lighter than it was. So that chance of fog is going to linger till about 9 o'clock or so. We'll have some low cloudiness around after that fog lifts, but I don't think we'll see any rainfall from it. The air aloft is too dry. In fact, this big ridge of high pressure over the deep south providing pretty quiet conditions everywhere in the deep south. And the Atlanta airport hub, the Carolina airport hubs, even the Northeast looks much improved today. So travel, not too terribly bad. That low pressure area that produced all of the inclement weather in the Northeast now pulling away. Another area of low pressure that we discussed yesterday is laying down some pretty good snowfall totals across parts of the northern plains. Into Chicago, kind of windy conditions here. There has been some rainfall. There's been some snowfall as well. All of this is gradually drifting in our direction. And as it does so, we'll start to see an increased chance of more cloudiness tomorrow, as well as during the second half of the day, perhaps a light sprinkle. But Severe Storm Prediction Center says that we have no chance of seeing severe weather as this frontal boundary moves through our area. So that's good news. Now, there is a chance in the northern Gulf waters today, Gulf Coast from New Orleans to probably about Pensacola, of seeing a chance of some thunderstorm activity, but I don't see any severe weather in the forecast, unlike the last storm that brought all of that really, really rough weather and deadly storms to parts of Georgia. A few degrees warmer today. Dry skies, and a cold front coming our way tomorrow. Those are the weather highlights that carry us through the next 2 days. Rainfall futurecast shows nice day today after this fog clears up. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow, that chance of a front in the second half of the day, and then on Friday clearing, but the winds are going to whip around to the northwest. That's going to draw down some drier, cooler air and make it feel just a little chillier. Snowfall Futurecast shows that rainfall and snowfall accumulating across the Central Plains that lays down that blanket of coldness on the ground that allows the air over it to stay cool on its trek south. And consequently, this front coming through does lower our temperatures just a little bit by about 10 degrees or so. So the forecast looks like this. We'll have today a south wind at about 15, decreasing in intensity to about 10 to 15 during the evening hours. And over the next several days, the front comes through tomorrow with a slight chance of showers. But Friday, we're about 10 degrees cooler, and those cooler temperatures linger into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Taking a look at your Suncoast traffic this morning, the Skyway Bridge is looking all clear. In Manatee County, there is an accident we need to tell you about. It is at US 41 1st Street, the accident at 22nd Avenue. Other than that, I-70 heading westbound, looking a little congested between I-75 and 301. Moving on to Sarasota County, there is a little bit of backup on Clark Road heading eastbound. Also, some backup on another road down that way, looks like Clark Road as well. Moving on to South County, I-75 in both directions, looking clear. As John mentioned, keep an eye out for that dense fog as you hit the road this morning, and looking clear as you head through the area. Well, in national news this morning, police in Virginia looking for information into the disappearance of a mother and her 2 children.
Yeah, this all coming after their house caught on fire. Nobody has seen or heard from Monica Lamping since Saturday night. Her family grew worried when she didn't contact her parents or drop her son off to school on Monday.
I have, reason to believe, every reason to believe that she would do whatever it would take to get him to school on time. It's kind of part of our custody and visitation agreement.
Monica's vehicle was seen at 2 a.m. on Sunday. She was on a date with a man on Saturday afternoon who police are now searching for as well. Police can't issue an Amber Alert since the children are believed to be with their mother.
A caretaker hired through a popular website now facing charges after she was caught on camera hitting a 94-year-old woman. Police in Houston are searching for 59-year-old Brenda Floyd. A family hired her through care.com to help the victim around the home. Take a look at this video. You can see the home surveillance shows Floyd hitting the woman in the head and yelling at her about feeding her dog human food. The abuse continues as the woman goes to pick up the food. Now, it's not known how long that abuse has gone on in the house, but police say it is important to know who's in your home at all times, and devices like surveillance cameras could be proved to be valuable. Well, a scary ride for a 10-year-old boy in Chicago. He was in the back seat of his parents' SUV when he says 2 people jumped in and sped off. Now police are trying to track those people down. Richard Rodriguez waited in the car as his mother brought out his baby sister, but instead, he says a teenager got in and started driving off. While she was driving off, she hit several cars and continued to drive before picking up another teen. They drove down several blocks before they told Rodriguez to get out.
They just told me hurry up, and I just took the sweater of my little sister and my backpack, and since they saw my backpack, they said, "Have a nice school day."
Oh my gosh, what a scary situation for him. Well, a man who saw Rodriguez in an alleyway called his parents and was able to reunite him with his family. The family says at this point they don't care about the car. They're just glad everyone is safe. Wow.
Scary moment.
Scary situation.
Oh
and
my
that little boy seemed so calm about it. I'm bewildered by that, actually.
That's how kids are sometimes, they're just, they're so innocent. It's almost like innocent to a fault in certain situations. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A scary scene in Utah after a FedEx truck crashes into a train going through a railroad crossing. What authorities say is to blame for that collision, coming up after the break.
Good morning. We're at the Publix Aprons Cooking School with Chef Jim. What's on the menu for today, Jim?
Hi, Judy. Today we're doing a simple meals recipe, which is steaks with mushrooms and spaghetti squash.
Sounds delish.
Well, what I started with is one of my favorite cuts of meat. It's a filet mignon, and you can see the beautiful marbling there.
Love it.
What I've done is I've seasoned it with a little Montreal steak seasoning, which I love.
Me too.
I'm not big on spice blends, but when they make this stuff, they make it right.
Yep.
So a little Montreal steak seasoning. I sauteed one side in butter, and then I'm going to turn it over. And as you can see, it's got some beautiful color on it.
Love
and that's what we're looking for. I'm going to add to that some shallots. which everything tastes better if you saute it with a little shallot. It's like a sweet onion, garlic, sliced shallots. And I'm going to add some cremini mushrooms, or baby bellas, as we like to call them. And we're going to saute that until they're nice and tender.
And I like that you sell them already sliced. It makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah. Then I'm going to add to that a little bit of concentrated beef stock and balsamic glaze, which is all mixed together already.
Perfect.
Have you ever had balsamic glaze? It's great. It's like reduced balsamic vinegar. It's good on so many things.
On pears and a salad, fantastic.
So after we let this reduce and cook to however you like your steaks done,
medium rare,
medium rare is
please.
good for me. And we'll just reduce the heat. You can even finish this in the oven if you like.
Great.
And then we're going to serve this with a little spaghetti squash. And what we did with the spaghetti squash is you can either roast this or put it in the microwave, and then we'll scoop it out with a fork, and it makes little fine strands that look like spaghetti. That's why they call it spaghetti squash.
And it keeps it low carb, which I really like about the dish.
Yes, very healthy. And
Good.
It makes a great side dish. We just saute that spaghetti squash with a little bit of herb blend from our produce department.
Now,
and
starting
that's
tomorrow,
it.
be sure to stop by the Publix Apron Simple Meals kiosk. Pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients after sampling this delicious dish. It looks great, Jim.
Well, thank you.
Get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted, and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALG named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Our goal is to do things better than anybody in the country. What makes Sarasota Memorial Hospital's program so special is that it's taking care of the patient in every aspect of cardiovascular disease. And in this community, the patients are very active. The idea is not just to get them over that operation, but to get them back to doing the things that they enjoy doing.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Welcome back. It is 6:25 this morning, and authorities now investigating a dramatic collision between a FedEx truck and a train.
ABC's Clayton Sandell has the details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, what put a train and a truck on a collision course? It starts when this North Salt Lake City police officer, his dash camera rolling, quickly backs up to avoid this sudden impact. A commuter train versus a FedEx truck.
There's
biking, the semi was split in half.
Take another look. Before the crash, the crossing gates are up, warning lights and bells off. It takes 30 seconds before they finally turn on. Utah Railroad authorities blame severe snow and ice for causing a power outage. The gates are programmed to come down, and they apparently did. But when railroad workers arrive to investigate, for some reason the arms go back up.
This is an unprecedented accident. This has not occurred at UTA prior.
An investigation is now underway to figure out why the truck and train ended up on a collision course. And we'll have the latest on this frightening crash coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
Hello?
Hi, it's Ann from Edward Jones.
I'm glad I caught you. Well, I'm just leaving the office, so for once I've got plenty of time. What's going on?
So, those financial regulations being talked about? They could affect your accounts. So let's get together and talk and make sure everything's clear.
Thanks. Yeah, that would be great.
We've grown to over $900 billion in assets under care by being proactive, not reactive. It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
At Activia, it starts inside with exceptional taste and smooth texture and billions of our exclusive probiotic in every cup. Now with an elegant new look. Activia, it starts inside.
Hello, Moto. It's time to reimagine the smartphone. Snap on a speaker, a projector, a camera that actually zooms. Get excited, world. The Moto Z with Moto Mods. Get 50% off a Moto Z Droid.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Florida Studio Theater presents the regional premiere of Clever Little Lies, now playing in the Keating Theater. Secrets are exposed and clever little lies are crafted in this fast-paced comedy by Joe DiPietro. Shattering and hilarious, Clever Little Lies is a story of long-term love and marriage, for better and for worse. Don't miss what critics are calling lively with big reveals and surefire comedy. Clever Little Lies is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, after months of promises on new immigration policies, President Donald Trump is set to act.
Plus, keeping records clean for teenagers who commit misdemeanors, what changes now being made throughout our state to give young offenders a second chance.
And who wildlife officials are turning to trap unwanted Burmese pythons in the Everglades.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. It is 6:31 this morning. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Adam Cellini, along with John Scalzi. And if you're headed out the door this morning, maybe grab a coat.
Yeah, grab a coat.
At least a light jacket, maybe.
You'll have a little fog in your throat, I think, this morning, because it's foggy out there. I'll tell you what, it's going to slow down your morning commute. You know, the recommended course of action is a little more distance between you and the driver ahead of you, slower speeds, low beam headlights. I tend to use the high beam headlights for some reason. I don't know.
In the fog?
You're not supposed to.
Yeah. Doesn't it make things harder to see?
I think it makes things harder to see, and it makes oncoming traffic a little bit brighter and a little bit harder to see.
For me, it makes it a little easier, but I mean.
You're not supposed to. Low beam headlights.
Stop it.
That's
All
right.
right.
We're changing our evil ways. Looking at the Lakewood Ranch webcam watches, we put it into motion, and over the last 2 hours, you can really see the fog kind of roll in there and obscure the lights in the distance. Granted, this is kind of grainy video, but you certainly get the idea. Visibility below a quarter mile in many locations this morning. After the fog lifts, by about 9 o'clock, we'll have plenty of sunshine once that low cloudiness kind of mixes away. Temperatures a little bit cooler. You may want to grab a light jacket this morning or a little sweater. You'll be able to lose it, though, as daytime high temperatures climb rapidly with all the heating and sunshine into the low to mid 70s today. Nice day in store for us. Have the complete forecast, including the next cold front, in just a minute.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Let's take a look at traffic out there now. The Skyway Bridge is open and moving along steadily. Heading into Bradenton, we do have an accident there near US 41. I believe it's 1st Street at 22nd Avenue, so careful if you have to drive through that area. Otherwise, downtown traffic looking pretty clear. Down in Sarasota, no accidents. East-west on Fruitville Road, clear. Interstate, clear as well. And down in South County, north-south traffic on the interstate and on US 41 looking pretty good. So topping our news this half hour, from the moment he hit the campaign trail, immigration has been a hot topic for President Donald Trump.
Now he's looking to make good on those promises he made regarding border security. Reed Binion has more.
It's a promise that energized President Donald Trump's supporters throughout his campaign, and one that he repeated over and over again.
On day one, we will begin working on an impenetrable, physical, tall, powerful, beautiful southern border wall.
And here in the first week of his presidency, Trump is poised to begin delivering on that promise. The president tweeting Tuesday, quote, "Big day planned on national security tomorrow. Among many other things, we will build the wall." A White House official confirming to CNN that Trump will take executive action directing federal resources towards building a border wall. Trump expected to issue 2 orders Wednesday afternoon at the Department of Homeland Security, orders that address not only the wall, but other steps related to bulking up immigration enforcement. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer commenting Tuesday on Trump's plans.
His priority is first and foremost focused on people who pose a threat to people in our country, to criminals, frankly, and that's where he wants ICE to focus their efforts.
Wednesday's announcement is just the beginning of what's set to be a multi-day rollout of immigration actions by the president. Those actions expected to include an order to temporarily suspend America's entire refugee program and end a program for admitting refugees fleeing Syria's humanitarian crisis. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Well, back here in Florida, Governor Rick Scott is hitting the road today as he travels throughout the state to discuss his proposed tax cuts. The governor will kick off his Fighting for Florida's Future tax cut fly around this morning in Jacksonville. He'll be in Tampa later to discuss the planned tax cuts for the 2017-2018 budget today at noon before he heads to Fort Lauderdale. Scott will also visit Riviera Beach, Orlando, and Fort Myers later this week.
A Senate proposal aimed at punishing offenders or keeping offenders out of the criminal justice system is off to a successful start. The Senate Criminal Justice Committee approving the measure in a 5-2 vote. The bill would require counties to have programs and law enforcement officers to issue citations if children commit nonviolent misdemeanors for the first time. Supporters say programs that issue civil citations to young offenders and send them to pretrial diversion programs can help kids and teens avoid being marked for the rest of their lives.
Every time they apply for a college, if they are able to make it that far, they have to disclose that. If they are applying for a job, they have to disclose that. And we know that unfortunately what that means is that more often than not, their application for college, for a job is simply going to be turned around.
Children in the diversion programs are required to do community service and receive counseling. The programs are either already in place or being put in place in 62 of Florida's 67 counties. Both Sarasota and Manatee counties have pretrial services available for young offenders.
Other legislation aims to close the so-called gender pay gap here in Florida. The measure would ban employers from paying workers a different salary based on their gender, when other factors like experience and skill sets are the same. During a news conference at the Capitol, bill supporters said the legislation is needed, saying women make just 87 cents for every dollar earned by a man doing the same job.
We need just as much as anyone to be recognized for our accomplishments, be paid for those accomplishments, for our education. We have families that we have to support.
Under the measure, pay differences would still be allowed for things like expanded education and experience. Well, here on the Suncoast, a new Walmart neighborhood market is set to open today. A grand opening for the store at Palmer Crossings Plaza will kick off at 7:30 this morning. It'll add 95 new jobs to the area and is the first new anchor store at that shopping center in nearly a decade. Along with all the typical groceries and pharmacy, customers will also be able to order online grocery pickup. Sounds awesome.
Some good news for people hitting the beach, especially on the East Coast. The number of unprovoked shark attacks is dropping after a record-breaking number of attacks in 2015. The International Shark Attack File at the University of Florida said that there were 81 unprovoked attacks in 2016, and that's down from 98 attacks from the year before. There were 53 attacks in the U.S., with 32 of those happening right here in Florida. India tribesmen are now helping Florida with its ongoing hunt for Burmese pythons. Irula tribesmen are well known in southern India for their snake catching abilities. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission hopes they'll reveal something that has long eluded researchers, a reliable way to track and spot these snakes that all but disappear in the Everglades. The state hopes the tribesmen can teach people in Florida some of their skills. They've already removed 13 pythons in just the past week. And it is much needed down there in the Glades.
I can't even watch that video of those snakes. They're creeping me out just watching it.
Those are some brave dudes.
Yeah, man.
I was getting the heebie-jeebies over here. I was like, John, no, help me.
I know. Between the snakes and the sharks, I'm not going outside.
Yeah. No, I'm staying right here in the studio.
It's Netflix for the rest of my life. I'm not going outside. No, it's not true. Some pretty nice weather shaping up for us after we get rid of this morning fog. It's pretty thick, but it's going away. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency.
We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us. At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Start the year off right with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come drive the most awarded SUV of all time, the Jeep Grand Cherokee, or shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Compass for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Dense fog advisory is still in effect, and some visibilities have been lowered, other visibilities have come up. You know, the fog kind of moves around, so the best idea is just to put it in the back of your mind as you head out your door for your morning commute that it could come up on you pretty quickly and limit your visibility pretty severely in a short period of time. For instance, Venice now is reporting near zero visibility, less than a quarter mile. So it comes up thick. It wasn't there last hour. So that's how rapidly conditions can change. Punta Gorda comes in at a quarter mile as well, so there is pretty thick fog, and it will be around through the morning hours. 63 degrees, our current air temperature at the airport. 62 degrees, the dew point, within a degree of each other, and so consequently that fog issue pretty widespread across the region. Southeast wind also lighter with clear skies out there. So we have temperatures that are most everywhere in the 50s. Don't see too much in the way of anything that'll approach the mid-60s this morning like we saw yesterday. So we're running about 8 to 10 degrees cooler than we did 24 hours ago. 60 Longboat Key, 55 Lakewood Ranch, 53 in Mayaca City, 52 Wauchula, 54 Arcadia, 59 in Inglewood. Venice coming in at 57. So there's no rain showers in progress. The air aloft is too dry. So as soon as we get a little heating and we get the atmosphere to start producing a few thermals and mixing things up just a little bit, this fog is going to go away pretty quickly. It'll leave us with a little low clouds for a brief period of time, and then that drier air will mix in and we'll have a mostly sunny day. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day, actually. Deep south looks great too. Don't see any issues here. You will notice a thin band of showers back to the west. That's a cold front. That is a cold front that is progressing into the deep south, where it will pick up some moisture. It will develop a decent line of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two in parts of the deep south northern Gulf Coast. But by the time that front approaches us, all of this is going to weaken. It's going to move into this area of dry air that's over us. And we don't get much more than a 20% chance at a shower. That's really about it. And certainly no severe weather threat like we got with the last frontal boundary over the weekend. So that's good news. Just a few degrees warmer today than we were yesterday. And I think tomorrow will be even warmer. In advance of that cold front, our winds will turn south and humidity will return. We have a chance at more fog again tomorrow morning. Dry skies. And then that cold front arriving tomorrow with that little chance of showers. Watch the RPM computer rainfall forecast. Nice day today. A few extra clouds around tomorrow. The front comes through late in the day, clears out by Friday morning, and we're left with sunny day, I think, on Friday. But but a cooler day, no doubt about it. So tomorrow is the only kind of iffy day this work week. Now, over the weekend, that front is going to remain to our south and keep things kind of unsettled. Colder air falling down from the north, producing snow showers in and around the Chicago area, laying down a blanket of snow that'll keep that cold air cold as it sinks south, getting closer to the state of Florida. South wind coming in at about 15 knots, decreases during the evening, and the 7-day forecast shows colder air arriving on Friday with a daytime high in the mid-60s. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at your traffic this morning, the Skyway Bridge is looking clear, but keep an eye out for that fog that John mentioned. There is an accident we need to tell you about on US 41 at 1st Street and 22nd Avenue. Other than that, downtown Bradenton looking pretty clear this morning on your morning commute. Heading to Sarasota County, traffic is picking up a little bit on Bee Ridge Road. A little bit of congestion also on Clark Road, but other than that, looking good. And in South County, all is green heading north and southbound on 75, 41. Also looking clear this morning on your commute. Now, with the recent election, it's been a contentious time here in the U.S., but one local 11th grader looking to help unify diverse groups and encourage understanding about different religions.
Sana Rahman is a junior at the Pine View School, and during her free time, she works to collect food donations for the All Faiths Food Bank. She's also been working on unifying the Trinity Metropolitan Church with the Islamic Center here in town, and she is joining us now to talk more about those efforts. And Sana, thanks for getting up maybe a little earlier than normal school day to be with us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about how did all of this come about?
Okay, so back in 2015, like they were saying, I started to reach out to All Faiths Food Bank for my food distribution. And in doing so for our mosque, we started collaborating with the Church of the Trinity because they already had their food distribution up and going. So since then, we've reached out to them and done more collaborative community outreach, and it's led to this seminar that's happening tonight.
Now, along the way, you've collected close to 24,000 pounds of food. Is that what you set out for? Is that more than you expected?
I don't think we understood what we were getting ourselves into. Yeah, over the months, each distribution, we get more and more people. So as we get more people, we need more food to provide for them. So yeah, it's a good thing to see that, you know, we're able to provide for more and more people. So.
Right, and you said this initiative kind of being a forum tonight and bringing those two religions together. Is that something you set out to do or something that just kind of came about?
It came about because, as I'm sure everybody knows, over the past years, there's been a lot of things going on in media surrounding Islam, things like that. And luckily, the Church of Trinity has been there to help support us. And in light of those events, having these community outreach programs and collaborative efforts really is the best thing for the Islamic community, I think.
And what are, I guess, some of the misconceptions that maybe you see out there about Muslims?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest misconceptions oftentimes associated with Islam is that it's not a religion of peace or charity, and that's obviously not true. Islam is like any other religion. It supports peace, it wants to help people, and in the end, the goal is just to help people out.
And will you be at the meeting as well?
Yes, I will be there tonight.
And if anybody has any questions, they can come up and ask you all about it, right?
Me, come ask anybody at the mosque. It'd be good. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck. That meeting is tonight, like we mentioned, at 7 p.m. at the main sanctuary in Sarasota at 7225 Lockwood Ridge Road. If you'd like to come out and join Sana tonight. Well, in health news this morning, new research shows the overall rate of death from cancer in the U.S. has declined about 20% over the past 34 years. Researchers studied death and population records between 1980 and 2014 and estimated the county-level death rates from 29 cancers. Now, more than 19 million cancer deaths were recorded during that time, but results show that the overall death rate from cancer went down about 20%, so that's good news. Doctors say there are a number of factors contributing to that drop. They include earlier diagnosis and more effective therapies to treat it. And in entertainment news this morning, the bets are on this year's Oscar nominations.
Now, bookmakers in Las Vegas saying La La Land tops the odds for Best Picture and Best Director. They will bet on literally anything in Las Vegas. They also pinned Casey Affleck and either Isabel Huppert or Emma Stone as the favorites for Best Actor and Actress. They say Viola Davis is also the clear pick for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Fences. The odds are posted for fun. Nevada doesn't allow wagering on the Oscars, at least not legally.
Well, meanwhile, ABC is apologizing for announcing two nominees who actually aren't in the running for this year's Oscars. Tom Hanks and Amy Adams, both listed as nominees for lead actor and actress. But screen grabs of the Phantom nomination spread quickly on social media, as I'll do everything else. Hanks was listed as a Best Acting nominee for Sully, while Adams was posted alongside the lead actresses for Arrival. However, neither of those actors were actually nominated. Interesting. Well, I actually really like Emma Stone, so I'm excited to see. Hopefully, she gets Best Actress.
Her and Ryan Gosling. Just,
yeah,
they're magic.
They
are. When are they just gonna, when are they gonna do it and just date off screen? Okay.
Whoa,
power couple.
Look,
Man.
We're setting people up all the way here in Florida.
Hey, it's a business decision at that point.
True. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
And endurance hitting the road for a little jog across the country. We'll show you what inspired him to run coast to coast coming up.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Wouldn't it be great if you had a sofa covered in fabric that's kid-proof? Now you can! Introducing Kid-Proof by Row, now at Bacon's Furniture. For a limited time only, save 40% off Kids-Proof sofas at Bacon. Just look for the little green hand and select from hundreds of different fabrics that resist almost anything life throws at it. Some fabrics repel liquid, and all the amazing styles and comfortable fabrics are easy to clean. Kid-Proof sofas, now 40% off at Bacon's Furniture in Sarasota.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Taking a look at traffic now. Skyway Bridge open and moving along in Bradenton. Things clearing up. We got an accident that cleared up as well, and the roadways looking like they're moving along pretty well as the morning commuters are out there. Down in Sarasota, no accidents to report at this time. Things slowing down a little bit northbound past downtown Sarasota on 301, but nothing too bad. And down in South County, no accidents, and north-south traffic looking clear for you guys.
Yeah, watch out for some areas of dense fog this morning. That'll lift pretty quickly, leading to some mostly sunny skies today and warm temperatures. Daytime high in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, a little bit more cloudiness. A front moves through, and we turn cooler for Friday.
All right, well, an endurance athlete completed the challenge of a lifetime. He ran 3,000 miles all the way from California to Ground Zero in Lower Manhattan. Look at him go right there. Well, George Schimmel has spent the last 93 days on his run across America to raise money for military heroes. He set out from San Diego on September 11th and arrived in New York just yesterday. Now, he is a seasoned long-distance runner, but says this is one of the hardest things he has ever done. Good for him. I am so happy when I see stories like that.
I think maybe he just felt like running, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, what does it say? All the money's going back to help our veterans, so that's great.
That is really impressive.
Yeah.
I run like 50 feet, and I'm like, oh, no more. Can't go. That's it. I'm done.
I like run around the track at the Y, and I'm like, nope, we're done.
It looks like he stayed pretty well manicured, unlike Forrest Gump when he made his run. So
exactly.
At least he took a page out of Tom Hanks' book on that one.
Right. Well, good for him. I'm glad he made it there safe and sound, and good for him.
Yeah, didn't hit any fog,
Yeah.
which is thick in some places this morning. Watch for that. That'll lift pretty quickly, though, and we'll be left with some lovely conditions. Cooler this weekend, though. You want some cold weather?
Yeah, I do.
How about temperatures in the 40s?
I love it, man. Bundle up. Let's go. Let's do it.
Pretty
All right,
shot there.
stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.